Getting to the All-Star game is one thing, and winning this trophy is another one. And for some who win it, it would be like poetic justice indeed. We talk with some of the players about the honor. When you are the MVP, you are the best of the best.
Only one is picked from the East or the West.
Being an MVP is a dream come true.
I want it so bad, I'll play till I'm blue.
If you admit your age, the first one was Ed. But who could forget when Jordan knocked him dead?
The Knicks, like Frazier and Willis Reed.
Dr. J said, hey guys, you follow, I'll lead.
I'm Isaiah. I won it twice.
How about me? I won it thrice.
You try winning when Wilt's in the game.
I've never won it. Remember my name?
Larry won it. That's no surprise.
Remember the time I opened your eyes?
If you play like this one, you've got all the clout.
This could be Reggie's year. You better watch out.
It's a special group, and they'll make you stare.
If you're looking for me, I'll be up in the air.
Well, it's almost game time, and we'll be looking for all of them. Dick and Hubie are getting ready to bring you the greatest pickup game on earth. As Magic Johnson said earlier, it doesn't get any bigger than this. And as a famous Floridian once said, and away we go. Coming up, the 40th annual NBA All-Star Game live from Miami, Florida.
We're in Boston Garden for the first NBA All-Star Game, and the big man, center George Mikan, is the main attraction. We're underway, and Ed Macaulay wins the tip for the East. The ball is advanced across half court. And Dov Shays hits the long shot from the corner. Kuzi dribbles behind his back, makes a nifty pass to Shays for the lay-in. On the West, veteran Bob Pettit is teamed with rookie sensation Elgin Baylor. The battle for the rebound is won by Pettit. The quick outlet goes to Martin. Down court it goes to Shue under to Baylor. He lays it up. It's tipped in by Pettit. Interest in pro basketball reaches new heights. Curiosity abounds. All eyes are on a giant rookie named Wilt Chamberlain. Bob Cousy with the ball racing up court, throws a shovel pass over to Wilt, who stuffs it. Here in St. Louis, Oscar Robertson and Bill Russell are the big guns for the East. Jerry Lucas has the ball, passes over to Russell, hands it to the Big O, who goes baseline and hits the jumper.
Lou Alcindor signed with the Milwaukee Bucks of the National Basketball Association.
With Alcindor starting tonight, the West All-Stars look awfully tough. Lenny Wilkins crossover dribble, drives to the basket for 2 points and earns MVP honors. Scores tied here in the final seconds. Jerry West smothered by Walt Frazier. Fires a 20-footer. It's good. The West All-Stars win. Julius Erving, showcase since the merger, with the ball on a fast break. Takes off in the air and slams it home. It's a battle of the Big Reds. Dave Cowens defends Bill Walton. Walter Davis passes over to Walton, who lays it in. With Magic Johnson watching his college rival, Larry Bird is free on a breakaway, scores, and captures the MVP trophy. The NBA All-Star Game has reached glorious heights with great stars and special moments. 40 years of star performances, and the fifth decade, the 90s, begins today. And we'll have more memories today as we welcome you to Miami Arena in Miami, Florida, as CBS Sports presents a great classic, the 40th annual NBA All-Star Game. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dick Stockton, along with my partner, Hubie Brown. We look forward to this every year, and of course, all you can do is look at the faces of the players. They'll be smiling, showtime early. As the game goes on, they'll have grimaces, the intensity, because they all want to win the game, really, even though it's an exhibition. Hubie Brown, we have the great stars of Michael Jordan, current, people like David Robinson. But what about Bird and Magic together again after Bird did not play last year?
Well, you think after 10 appearances that it would be boring. They would want the time off. Magic says, I love this game. Nothing is routine. I want to be with the best, and if I wasn't here today, I'd really be upset. Bird, on the other hand, very honored and thrilled that the fans picked him to be in the starting lineup. and he said after a year of misery with injuries, this is a major bonus.
How do you look at this game today?
Definitely by the guards, up tempo, big pace. They'll decide the MVP.
All right, well, we're going to meet the All-Stars of the East and West coming up here at Miami Arena, so sit back and enjoy a great spectacle, and we'll be back for the introduction in just a moment. And for the introductions of the All-Stars, let's go to the public address announcer, David Axelson.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 1990 NBA Western Conference All-Stars. Playing in his third NBA All-Star game, the high-scoring forward from the Phoenix Suns and MVP of the 1987 All-Star game, Tom Chambers. One of the leading scorers in the NBA for the past 4 seasons, playing in his 4th All-Star game from the Portland Trailblazers, Clyde Drexler. Making his All-Star debut, the winner of the American Airlines NBA Most Improved Player Award last season from the Phoenix Suns, Kevin Johnson. One of the best rebounding guards in the NBA, as well as a gifted scorer and passer, playing in his 2nd All-Star game from the Denver Nuggets, Lafayette Fat Lever. Playing his 2nd All-Star game, one of the league leaders in scoring, field goal percentage, and the three-point shooting from the Golden State Warriors, Chris Mullin. The only rookie in this year's All-Star game, he has quickly helped his team become a power in the Western Conference. One of the NBA leaders in scoring, rebounding, and blocked shots for the San Antonio Spurs, David Robinson. Playing his 4th NBA All-Star game, this 9-year backcourt veteran has long been considered one of the best shooting guards in the NBA. He is also one of the most accurate as well, with a career field goal percentage of over 50% from the Dallas Mavericks, Rolando Blackman. Elected to the Western Conference All-Star team, but unable to play due to injury, Karl Malone of the Utah Jazz. Now the starting lineup for the Western Conference is selected by fans in the Miller Lite NBA All-Star voting program. At forward, making his 5th consecutive All-Star game appearance, the leading scorer from the Los Angeles Lakers, James Worthy. Also from the Lakers, the team's leading rebounder for the past 3 seasons and one of the league's top defensive players, appearing in his 1st All-Star game, A.C. Green. At center, a 6-time All-Star who leads the NBA in rebounding and block shots and is also among the league leaders in scoring and steals from the Houston Rockets, Hakeem Olajuwon. The only man in NBA history to record more than 1,000 assists in 2 seasons. He currently is leading the league in assists and steals once again, playing in his 2nd All-Star game from the Utah Jazz, John Stockton. Appearing in his 10th All-Star game, last season's Edge NBA Most Valuable Player and the all-time leader in assists in All-Star game competition from the Los Angeles Lakers, Earvin Magic Johnson. Trainer for the Westcott, the San Antonio Spurs, John Anderson. The assistant coaches from the Los Angeles Lakers, Bill Burtka, Randy Funn, and Jim Aya. And the head coach of the Western Conference All-Stars from the Los Angeles Lakers, Pat Riley. And now the Eastern Conference All-Stars, playing his 1st All-Star game, the most valuable player of the 1989 NBA playoffs from the NBA champion Detroit Pistons, Joe Dumars. One of the top defensive forwards in the league, as well as a prolific scorer, playing in his 6th All-Star game from the Boston Celtics, Kevin McHale. This guard has emerged as one of the top scorers and outside shooters in the NBA, making his 1st All-Star game appearance from the Indiana Pacers, Reggie Miller. 14-year veteran who remains one of the steadiest, most productive centers in the NBA, playing in his 8th All-Star game from the Boston Celtics, Robert Parrish. One of the top young forwards in the league, he has emerged as both a talented scorer and rebounder, making his All-Star debut from the Chicago Bulls, Scottie Pippen. One of the league's premier sixth men, he led the NBA in field goal percentage last season and also was voted to the NBA's All-Defensive Team from the Detroit Pistons, Dennis Rodman. Playing his 5th consecutive All-Star game, one of the league's most exciting and acrobatic players from the Atlanta Hawks, Dominique Wilkins. Now the starting lineup for the Eastern Conference All-Stars. At forward, a 3-time most valuable player and the owner of 3 NBA World Championship rings, playing in his 10th NBA All-Star game from the Boston Celtics, Larry Bird. Appearing in his 4th All-Star game, one of the league's leading scorers and rebounders and the NBA leader in field goal percentage from the Philadelphia 76ers, Charles Barkley. At center, he ranks high among the NBA leaders in scoring, rebounding, and block shots, making his first start in 4 All-Star appearances from the New York Knicks, Patrick Ewing. An All-Star in each of his 9 seasons, the career All-Star leader in steals and three-pointers from the defending NBA champion Detroit Pistons, Isaiah Thomas. Making his 6th consecutive All-Star appearance, the NBA scoring champion the last 3 seasons, and the league leader again this year, the leading vote getter in the Miller Lite NBA All-Star ballot from the Chicago Bulls, Michael Jordan. Trainer for the East team for the Miami Heat, Ron Culp. The assistant coaches from the Detroit Pistons, Brendan Malone and Brendan Surr. And the head coach for the Eastern Conference All-Stars from the Detroit Pistons, Chuck Daly. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the presentation of our colors by the Miami Killian Senior High School ROTC Color Guard. And now to honor America with the playing of our national anthem, 4-time Grammy Award nominee and Columbia Records recording artist, Branford Marsalis. We're about to get underway for the 40th annual NBA All-Star Game. Back with the opening tip after this. The officials for this All-Star Game, Earl Strom in his 33rd and final year as a professional referee, working with Bill Oakes and Paul Mahalik. The West won last year.
143 to 134. It wasn't as close as the score indicated in Houston. And since 1984, the East and West, Hubie, have won in alternate years. So we'll see if the West can make it 2 in a row.
Should be a great one.
The East is in white. The West is in the dark uniforms. They're red. Hakeem Olajuwon will jump against Patrick Ewing. See some unusual numbers worn by some of the players. Ewing, for example, wearing number 3. There are 3 players on the East who wear 33. Larry Bird, Scottie Pippen, and Ewing. Bird has seniority. Underway controlled by the West.
Well, early we should look for the players to stay within a few basic set plays, but the game primarily will be up-tempo freelance.
Olajuwon gets the rebound on Worthy's miss. James Worthy with the ball. Magic Johnson and John Stockton at guard. We don't know how long Stockton will play. He's been really bothered by the virus. Hospitalized during the week. It is still in the possession of the West, and they have 9 seconds to try a shot. And usually the beginning of these games, we see if there's any sloppiness, we see it early on.
Well, they only get an opportunity to practice for 1 hour, and half of it is shooting practice. So they go with their instincts today, Dick.
Good defense by Ewing on Olajuwon. 2 of the great centers in the NBA. Now Larry Bird fakes a 3. How about that for instincts and freelance?
The master at the head fake. Very limited quickness with the feet, but
Magic goes in. He'll get credit for the basket goaltending called against Patrick Ewing.
we're seeing some high wire acts already defensively, like nobody is going to play defense here today, but we seem to have some erasers.
Well, Dennis Rodman says, I want to turn this into a defensive game, and we'll see him come off the bench for the East. Triple team on Jordan. Blind pass thrown away. 3 men were around Michael Jordan. Here's A.C. Green. Barkley clears. Larry Bird played only 6 games last year with his surgery. And an offensive foul called against Charles Barkley.
On this replay, you'll see Jordan come around the pick, catch the ball, but watch Barkley now. See, he stopped moving. If he would have continued, he had a dunk.
I don't even know whether the regular Chicago Bulls team would have gotten that pass. Worthy inside again. Olajuwon. Here's Stockton driving the baseline and lays it in. John Stockton, who leads the NBA in assists and steals. Thomas puts it up against the double team. 2 times he's won the MVP in this game. World champion Ronnie Lott. You know, we saw Ronnie Lott in the stands, and Lott said after the Super Bowl win by the 49ers how much he has looked upon the Lakers' domination to spur on himself and the Niners.
Well, what did Al Davis in football say about Magic Johnson? There's no player that dominates professional sports as a winner more than Magic Johnson.
Hey. Team looking for help, throws it into the hands of Barkley. Here's a 3-on-2.
Patrick's been tough.
Jordan. Magic starts to break the other way, and the East better get down in a hurry. Worthy. Patrick wants to win the MVP award by getting 90 rebounds in the first quarter.
I'd say he's been on 3 shot blocks. He's running from end to end, and he is skying for the loose ball.
New 24-second clock on the kickball. 3 members of the Lakers in the West lineup. Bird. Magic the rebound. Stockton filling the lane as Hakeem Olajuwon. No foul. Barkley was defending on the play.
Great block by Charles. Came a long way.
Isaiah, everything but the basket with a good move. Stockton gets by Bird. Here's Magic. Goes for 3. And he's got it. And it's now 7-2 in favor of the West.
Well, for people who really aren't zeroed in on Magic, that's his new shot.
That's Jordan's new shot too, Hubie.
Well, a little touche that time.
And Michael has a smile, and he says to Magic, you're going to try it again? A.C. Green rims the hoop. Ewing with another rebound. Barkley one-on-one against A.C. Green. His way in, gets the basket and draws the foul. Gives you an example of how tough Philadelphia has been because of that play.
You'll see right now, Charles is excellent with a lot of moves. Notice how he moves his body right into the chest of A.C. Green. And you'll see watch Charles come in here now and block this shot on Olajuwon. Now, you know, people look at Charles, they know he's 6'5", he's 253 pounds, and people have a tendency to underestimate how high he can elevate, especially when he wants to block a shot.
You know, Jimmy Lynam said, everyone talks about Ewing and Magic and Jordan MVP. He said, what about Charles Barkley? You can just put down 30 and 10 each game. No foul. Worthy looked to Billy Oakes. They said he got a piece of the ball.
Who's that guy 3 who got another shot block?
Now let's Ewing offensively. Boy, the East has missed a bubble of inside shots, but look at Patrick inside.
Excellent move by James now going to the basket. Here comes Patrick. There it is.
Ewing hits the shot outside. And the East leads 10-7. 2 rebounds and 2 block shots already for Patrick Ewing.
You have to keep an eye on Stockton today because he is very weak from the flu.
Green fighting for the offensive rebound. Larry Bird. Jordan. Good move around Magic. Great pass to Barkley. Lost the ball on the line. And they'll give it over to the East.
Outstanding defensive play by Stockton. Watch, here comes the pass now. Now watch the strip right there. John Stockton coming in. Fearless, by the way, and taking on Barkley.
Here's Michael Jordan. Gets the ball back. Olajuwon got a piece of it. And they're going to call Akeem, or is it Magic, with a foul on Patrick Ewing. Chuck Daly's enjoying his first All-Star game in this first quarter action. It's on Olajuwon.
Now watch the attack by Olajuwon right here. The people in the building are thoroughly enjoying the opening of this game because we have seen a number of shots erased and quite a few fadeaway jump shots because of the fear of the intimidation.
The first New York Knicks to start an All-Star game since Bob McAdoo back in 1977. And he has become the focal point of the New York Knicks. Magic and Jordan with a little banter out in the backcourt.
Patrick is physically fit 100%. In the last couple of years, for the first time in his career, people forget the first 2 years, a number of operations on the knees, and it really hampered his play.
Lead is 5 for the East with 7:10 to go and a turnover. Ewing, though, can't save it.
In a situation like that, there's an example of 2 players who have never played together before. Stockton is coming off that pick and roll. His first look is to give it up on the roll man. A.C. Green was trying to hold on to that pick a little too long.
The East has scored 10 straight points. Nearly 5 minutes elapsed in the opening quarter. Worthy had nowhere to go with it and hits the shot over Larry Bird. So that breaks a 10-point run by the Eastern All-Stars. Barkley on top. Worthy gambled. Isaiah Thomas, right place at the right time.
Look out.
Out of bounds, and it'll go over to the East. And a timeout. One of the most briskly paced All-Star games that we have seen in the last 5 or 6 years. And we'll be back. Willis Reed was a Rock of Gibraltar in his playing days. Of today's big men, Akeem Olajuwon catches his eye.
When I look at Akeem, I look at a player that I wished I was as good as quick as mobile as, because I think he has great mobility, great reflexes, block shots, can run the floor, and really can score the basketball. I think he is an incredible player. He plays beyond his size and his height, and you know, he will be he'll be a Hall of Famer.
Akeem Olajuwon leads the NBA in those categories, and it's been tougher lately. He knows what it's like to play for an NBA Finals, but Houston has fallen back since those days.
Well, he's been outspoken, and it's getting notoriety over the fact that, you know, he might want to be traded, but I think that Houston is going to handle all of that.
Stockton is guarding Thomas. Ewing looking to set a screen outside. It drops for Isaiah. All of the, well, 4 of the 5 East team players have scored with the exception of Larry Bird. No substitutions yet. Everyone's going to get a lot of chances to play. Jordan gets the block. And Magic smartly went down court to make sure that Michael wouldn't release for the easy layup, but it's going to be East ball anyway. And now we have some reinforcements. Kevin McHale of the Boston Celtics, Joe Dumars of the Detroit Pistons, and Robert Parrish come in. Barkley and Ewing go out, along with Isaiah Thomas. So 2 Celtics have come in the game, McHale and Parrish. Magic with a great finish to Olajuwon, and he's fouled. Right now, let's go over to Leslie Visser.
Dick and Hubie, a little while ago, Hakeem Olajuwon made noises about wanting to be traded. He wants to play for a champion. He's not sure it's going to happen in Houston. He also looks across the state and he sees that the San Antonio Spurs made wholesale changes for David Robinson. While it isn't likely that Houston's going to trade him, hey, it's happened to great men before. Wilt and Kareem were both traded in their careers.
And you know, Leslie, Clyde Drexler was a guy who was rumored to be involved in a trade somewhat, but now that Portland's playing so well, you don't hear that.
One of the answers by a player was, I think that he's trying to renegotiate his contract.
That's always the bottom line on those things. Bird tipped away by Worthy on the turnover. Tom Chambers in the game for the West. He came in with Drexler. Olajuwon, Parrish the rebound.
Early on, the coaches are trying to get in as many players as possible in that first quarter, and they'll keep moving things around. In the last quarter, try to find the 5 best.
Michael Jordan. I have a hunch Michael will be in there at the end, don't you?
Maybe so. I think he's demonstrating. Oh, yes!
If there's a guy that wants to entertain in this game, Magic's the lead man. Jordan comes in. You wonder if he's going to match Magic shot for shot. 7 points for Jordan, 7 for Magic. And now Magic comes back again.
Just doing what I do best. Showtime.
I can do anything better than you. McHale posting up against Chambers. Here's Magic pushing it up again with 4:35 to go in the first. Worthy swoops in. And Drexler tries to keep it alive, and he does sufficiently for the West to get a foul.
Enjoy Magic Johnson. Here's your give. Bring it back. Lay it up and in. At the other end, Michael made a great move. Now watch Magic come on the spin move and lay the ball.